Okay, good morning, Year 10. Thank you very much for joining myself and Miss Harris this morning. We're here to speak to you to introduce the next stage of our connective learning project, or your connective learning project. As I said to you before, when we had our employability day, the whole idea of connective learning project is to turn Milton Keynes, or in this case the entire country, into our classroom, to support us in developing our tensile skills, our employability skills, and starting to think about how we can apply them and relate them to the outside world. When I say outside world, what I'm talking about today is this idea of higher education visits. So by higher education, what we're talking about is post-16. So you have got basically 1 year until you're sort of looking at exam leave, assuming everything's normal and non-COVID next year, which I'm assuming it is. We'll see what the government say to us on the late June, but we're planning on normality, which I'm sure we're all looking forward to. But yeah, post-16 education. So what that means is, what are you going to do after you finish year 11? Are you going to be thinking about maybe a sixth form somewhere in Milton Keynes or somewhere in the country? Are you going to be thinking about maybe somewhere like Milton Keynes College, or are you thinking about maybe some sort of apprenticeship? So it's important that we start talking about these things. It's important that we start thinking about these things, and that's what Miss Harris and I are here to support you and help you with that thought process. We're also going to share this presentation with parents, carers, people at home, so they can talk to you about it. It's important that we start making these decisions and start thinking about these decisions now. So the whole idea of this CLP, this connective learning project, to better understand the differences between school, so where you are now, and further in your education, to develop your independence. These are your choices, guys, no one else's. Okay, to help solve problems, so the problem of what you're going to do next, that's what we're here for. To support with engaging parents, carers as well, and helping them to be involved in this process, because it is really important that those guys are involved. To develop your inquiry skills, your expression skills, how you get yourself across to people, and also to understand different types of courses offered by different education providers. And that's what I meant earlier by sixth forms, colleges and apprenticeships. So all of this comes back to tensile, guys. Okay, it's really important skills. Now we call them tensile at school, but so teamwork, expression, numeracy, solving problems, independence, literacy and expression. But ultimately these are employability skills. These are things that you will be asked and expected to demonstrate in the workplace, and that's why we develop them and work on them at school. We want you, if you choose to leave us after year 11, we want you, whatever you do next, to be a success and to be as successful as you can be. And you, by demonstrating these skills, that will really support you in doing that. Even if you stay with us in sixth form, we still want you to demonstrate these skills, these tensile skills, because they'll make you a better learner here at Shenley Brook End or whatever sixth form you go to. So at this point, I'd like to hand over to Mrs. Harris, who wants to talk you through the next couple of slides.
Thank you, Mr. Davis, and hello, Year 10. So as you move into Year 11, you are reaching a really exciting stage in your pathway education and training journey. And you'll have 3 options at the end of Year 11, and they will be college, a sixth form, or to try and obtain an apprenticeship. After that, when you're 18, your choices will be to either enter the world of work, undertake another apprenticeship, or start an apprenticeship for the first time, or apply to university. What we're going to try to do today is start to broaden your horizons and raise your aspirations to all the fantastic opportunities and destinations that are available to you after year 11 and beyond, to help you make an informed decision about your pathway planning. When you're looking through these virtual visits and virtual presentations, you'll start to realise that people talk about qualification levels. It's really important that you begin to understand what this terminology means. You're currently taking your GCSEs, which are level 2 qualifications. And after level 2 comes level 3, which are A levels, BTECs, level 3 college courses, or level 3 apprenticeships. After level 3, we have level 4, which are HNCs, Higher National Certificates, level 5, HNDs, Higher National Diplomas, and a degree level qualification is level 6. There are apprenticeships available at level 3, 4, 5, and 6, and some people, for example, might decide to jump off the ladder after successfully completing level 3 and enter the world of work, and maybe come back and do some more study or training later on in their pathway journey. Some students may decide to go straight from level 3 to university and climb to level 6. It's really about understanding what these options are, what they mean for you, and how to make an independent, informed decision.
I can't echo that enough, guys. There is no right or wrong decision. Mrs. Harris has just used the phrase independent decision. It is entirely up to you. Okay, so please speak to us if you want any support, want any help. Please speak to the people at home and let them guide you. Okay, but this is your decision. All right. Again, there's no right or wrong decision with these, just your decision. As long as it's informed, as long as you engage with this process and better understand what the different pathways options are. So when we look at the bigger picture, here's a careers guidance chart for geography. It's over the next year or so, it'd be well worth taking time, if you do have a favourite subject or a particular interest, in starting to look at what sort of jobs that could lead to. Now, these are just some examples. Okay, so just because you study geography doesn't mean you need to do end up in one of these. It might be that you end up being an accountant, for example. Okay, but these are just examples of the sorts of things that might interest you, that you might want to find out more information about. And you can use Unifrog to find out more information about these, or speak to your geography teacher, your form tutor, myself, or Mrs. Harris. So again, start showing an interest and start looking into different career options that you might be interested in. You don't have to sign up right this second, okay? Just certain things you might be interested in. What's important when you start looking at these different careers is that, again, you start focusing, as it says on these posters that you will have seen around school, the tensile skills and the sort of skills that you can develop to support you in those roles, whether it be that you're aiming to be a chief executive or CIO of a company in future years, or whether it's, for example, in this instance, an urban planner. Those tensile skills are really, really important, and you don't start developing them at work. Okay, in 2 years' time, 3 years' time, 5 years' time, you start developing them now, and you have been developing them right since primary school. Okay, but again, put some focus on those, because they're the sorts of things, those tensile skills, that you can discuss at interview and explain to the employer how you've demonstrated teamwork in a certain environment at school, in a sports team, on Duke of Edinburgh, for example. They're the sort of things that are really sort of land you the job. So the idea of these virtual visits, what we're going to do is I'll publish this PowerPoint to you, and what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask your form tutor to spend some time over this week with you, just going through some of these virtual visits. What we'll also do is we'll ask parents, I'll share this with parents, and I'll ask them to talk to you and go through this with you as well, because they'll be learning as well. They'll be learning about the different options available to you. The bigger picture is, as we've already said, you're going to end up with roughly 3 options at the end of year 11. So it's a sixth form, doesn't have to be Shenley, but a sixth form, a college, or an apprenticeship. Okay. What's really, really important is, whatever you decide, you want an option A and an option B. You want your ideal option. Okay. But you also want a backup option, just in case things don't go quite as planned. So just for example, maybe I've been talking to some year 11 students this morning, and someone wanted to study biology at A level. They needed a grade 6 at GCSE in 2 of the sciences, and at the minute their grades are a 5+. They're nearly there, but not quite. So I discussed with them what alternative option they might have if they weren't able to get that grade 6 in those grade 6s, in science. And the time scale, guys, and this is important, is just so you know, sixth form applications across Milton Keynes, we're looking at the end of January 2022. Okay, sounds like a long way away, but that's 7 months. Okay, so not too far away at all. So we need to start thinking about these things now, so we're in a position to be able to apply. So just wanted to make the point as well that these virtual visits are just to get you going. Every single university, most apprenticeships, if not all apprenticeships, colleges, sixth forms, they've all got websites. It's about your independence and getting out there and looking at them. All right. So please take the time with your form tutor, on your own, with parents, carers, people at home. Start looking around. You'll also get the opportunity to have a pathways meeting with your tutor, and they should be beginning on the week commencing the 17th of May. So guys, over to you. I'll publish this PowerPoint through your form tutors. I'll also put it on the enrichment page of your Year 10 Teams channel. Please make sure you make use of it. Please also take time to look at Unifrog. If you've got any problems logging on with that, let me know, send me an email, speak to your form tutor, and please demonstrate independence and curiosity, getting out there and looking at other establishments. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer or solution. It's just what you want to do, and let us help you do that. So here's the list of everything that we've got virtual visits for. So it starts off looking at colleges and apprenticeships. So you can see there's ASK apprenticeships, there's Milton Keynes College and Moulton College, and then there's a series of universities, all very different universities, all in very different parts of the country. It's just to give you a taste, give you a flavour of the sort of thing that's out there and the sort of thing you might be interested in. Some of the virtual video visits are videos, so you can sit back and watch. Some are a bit more interactive, a bit like, I suppose, Google Maps or Street View, and some are PowerPoints. So again, please take the time to engage in what you see. And again, if there's any questions, you can always come back to speak to Mrs. Harris and I. And again, I cannot, and maybe Mrs. Harris wants to come in on this, I cannot say enough that how much you should be using Unifrog to get some ideas about career destinations, and also log in any things you're doing, any skills you're developing. Is there anything you'd like to add at this point, Miss Harris?
No, I completely agree. Unifrog is a fantastic pathway planning tool. It will allow you to explore how the subjects you enjoy link to pathways through the careers library. It also allows you to search for local college courses, local sixth forms, and apprenticeship opportunities. And obviously, you will get lots and lots of support as you continue through Year 10 and into Year 11. As Mr. Davis said, from himself, from myself, from your form tutors, from your year leader, we all want you to be able to take a confident pathway decision independently, so that you can be excited, genuinely excited about your options for after Year 11. And yeah, please always ask questions. You can email myself, you can email Mr. Davis. We're all here to help you. And hopefully this is the start of you being able to really explore what your options might be.
Fantastic, thank you. So guys, enjoy the virtual visits. Please make the most of them. Please engage with them. Kind of the worst thing you can do now and over the next 6 months is kind of hide and not make any decisions. Okay, there's no right or wrong decision, there's just your decision. But please engage with the process, speak to your form tutor, speak to us, speak to parents, carers, and start thinking about your future. It's important for you, and we want the very, very best for you. So each establishment has a page that looks like this. So, for example, this is the one from Milton Keynes College. You've got a website on there if you want to go and visit their website, and then you've got a link to their virtual visit. In the example of Milton Keynes College, I believe it's a PowerPoint. As we go through, you've got one for Moulton College, then the University of Bedfordshire. With the universities, there is a rating on it. Now that's, down here from the Complete University Guide. That's not my rating. It's not my opinion. It's just as a bit of a guide. And we've got, for example, Bedfordshire there, and you can see how different establishments have been ranked. But again, guys, it's not about that ranking. It's just a guide. It's up to you to have a look and make your own mind up. Interestingly, we've also got the Institute of Technology within that. It's currently based at Milton Keynes College, but will soon be moving to Bletchley Park, and that's very much got a digital focus, which is over the coming years going to be a real going to employ a lot of people in Milton Keynes. That might be something you're interested in looking at. As we go through, you can see their University of Leicester, etc., etc. So,
sorry, Mr. Dave, just also to say quickly, everyone, university isn't the only option either. So when you're looking at some of the colleges, you will see that they will offer qualifications at level 4 and level 5. So there's lots of pathway planning, and I will start to talk to you all about towards the end of this year about how to build a pathway and how to put your own pathway into place. But university is not the only option. There are lots of different ways that you can gain those qualifications. So it is important when you're looking at the college virtual tours that you're also aware of the fact that they do offer level 4 and level 5 qualifications that might be of interest to you further into your journey.
Absolutely. And again, some of the apprenticeship schemes out there, guys, are really, really good. I know Mercedes-Benz in Milton Keynes offers some fantastic apprenticeship opportunities. And I think for the last 2 years, we've had 2 students from our sixth form go into those, and they've actually chosen those over university, and they're absolutely flying. They're doing an absolutely fantastic job, and they're really, really valuable. So, yeah, please don't think university is the only route, because it's most definitely not. So over to you guys. Again, any questions, please either email myself, Miss Harris. Our contact details are on this PowerPoint, or speak to your form tutor in the first instance. But yeah, enjoy the visits, take care, and thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.